Okay, so another crazy nursing story. I was a new grad at this point in time. I don't think I'd even been a nurse a year. So this was 13, 14 years ago. And I had a patient who was an organ donor, but prior to becoming a donor patient, he had experienced a head bleed, and was doing a lot better, got surgery, was doing a lot better, was set to go home. And unexpectedly, he herniated. Herniation is where the swelling or volume in your brain gets, whether that be swelling, blood, what have you, gets to be too much for that space, because that space can't expand like other places of your body. Your skull doesn't expand to allow for that swelling, right? And when that happens, your brain, pressure always has to take the path of least resistance. It's got to go somewhere. So what herniation is when the brain essentially starts to leave where it's supposed to be and starts like herniating down the brainstem. And there's no coming back from that. So really, really sad, unfortunate situation. It was heartbreaking for everyone involved. He was a very young guy with young children and, lots of things I'll always remember. I'm trying to remember if I was still in orientation at this time or if I was off. I can't even remember that much. But what I will always remember was the family made the amazing decision to have him be an organ donor. And when someone becomes an organ donor, they are clinically declared brain dead. And when you are declared brain dead, that is death certificate. That is, you're dead. But we can keep your body going, right? And so that's what we do. We want to keep the organs perfused with blood. We want to keep everything nice and fresh, and right. So we still have him on life support and all of the machines preparing for surgery before he goes to donate those organs. And the pressure in his cranial pressure, the pressure in his brain, was so high that not only did he herniate, he had a craniotomy incision where he had surgery, and he had brain matter coming out of the incision and his ears. And I had never seen anything like it, of course, because I was a new grad, and I have not seen that since. And I have been in the ICU, neuro ICU, trauma ICU, cardiac ICU. I've been in all of the ICUs since. In that ICU had something called a brain code, which I have not seen in the neuro ICU that I now work in. We don't necessarily have a brain code or a brain code box, even though we do have these drugs on hand. But we had a brain code box, would call a brain code, and what that meant was the intensivist would push 21%, which is a very highly concentrated saline solution. And so essentially it's super, super salt water, super concentrated salt water, to try and pull all of that fluid out of the brain and to rapidly decrease swelling. Also gave mannitol, another drug that is for pulling fluids and such out and decreasing pressure, decreasing swelling, all of that. So did the 21%. A doctor has to push it, a nurse cannot push it. And the mannitol went for stat CT, all of that. And very, very, very unfortunately, the guy just didn't make it. And that was, I wasn't there on the day that he brain coded, on the day that he herniated. I had him after the fact when he was the organ donor patient. But yeah, those are just those things that you will always remember.